So I just took the opportunity and I'm doing it now.
Okay.
I own a moving company, yes. So I think real estate with this goes hand in hand too.
Oh, okay, right. Jasmine is here. Jasmine, will you introduce yourself? I'm gonna be here with you for a half hour, and then I leave you alone. Okay. I'm introducing so the second person. So Yvonne, Vanessa introduced herself. Shelton, I'm doing backwards. Shelton, he's already agent, but he's here to join the 12 credits for 3 days with us. He's gonna be with us as a guest for 12 hours for 3 days.
Who
You,
is that?
Shelton.
No, I'm not an agent actually. I'm not.
Oh my goodness! So we have a big confusion. Jasmine, I thought he was a student. He was agent already.
No.
Oh my God! Then we talk later about money wise about because I charge you. That was so cheap, right? I charge you for the 12 credits. But we talk further later on. That's good, but I'm so excited. I love to have new agents in the industry. That's what I'm here for. I love this with passion. I want to bring people to the industry. Fantastic. That's good. Could you introduce yourself, please?
Shelton Clark. I worked in the restaurant industry for the past 12 years, but because of COVID, I'm trying something new. I have plenty of friends in the industry, and I've always been interested. So I said, now that I'm not working and I have the time, why not just jump into it? But
You're not working right
not
now
right now, no.
because of the COVID?
Yes.
Yeah, so this is opportunity. I already tell everybody, listen, for a lemon, make a lemonade. You don't know what can you. Always look the positive things of any bad thing. Okay?
Yes.
Good for you. Welcome. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Fantastic. All right, the next person, Robert. Introduce yourself.
All right, thank you, Rob Silvestri. My wife is an agent. She just went through your broker's exam, and being that this is virtual, my wife and I have always talked about having our licenses together. And I am I'm gainfully employed, thank God. But now this is good. After work at night, I can take my course, get the exams done, and become an agent. And my wife and I can have a little side business together and have some fun.
That is a fantastic idea. I cannot believe that you, husband and wife, real estate agents, to work as a team is powerful, very powerful. I always encourage everybody to the husband and wife, or boyfriend, or friends, or mom and dad, or brothers and sisters, or the best friends. It's good to work as a team. Believe me, I believe that this industry job, see you, Gypsy, thank you, is a team is better. And even though you don't have a team, create a team. Okay? Fantastic. Welcome, Robert. And I was very excited that we just finished like a couple weeks ago, and she forwarded to me as a referral. And that is the best review I can have. Somebody give me somebody. So I love it. Thank you so much, and thanks your wife for that.
Thank you. Of course, we'll do.
All right, so welcome. Next person is Patricia. Patricia, introduce yourself. I don't see your face, Patricia. Only I can see your name.
Oh boy.
Doesn't matter. Look at me. I know. It's a chaotic issue. We send the link, but we send at 4:30. First of all, we have to issue with Patricia and his agents. And she have a few agents join us for the next 3 days to have the 12 credit link. It says like the 7th. And and the fellow was at 7 p.m. And that was at 6 o'clock. On top of that, I had to register before. Patricia, you can talk now or no? Okay, we're gonna talk about somebody else. Yvonne, let me mute you. Yeah, the next person will be Mustafa. Mustafa.
Yeah, hi, how are you?
Yourself.
Yeah, so hi, I'm Mustafa Ahmed. I'm currently employed. I do have mine on the side. I am a real estate investor, so I'm looking to combine the real estate agent with my investing career. And yeah, just get the perfect combo rolling.
Fantastic. What do you do for living exactly?
I work at wealth management bank, Morgan Stanley, and I do digital transformations.
Wow, that is a definitely a good combination. Excellent. And you look very excited about the class. I want to do on this, I want that. I said, this is going to be A+ student. I love a student like you. Thank you and welcome.
Right.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Excellent. Okay, Maria Montes Duarte. She is a CE student. Go ahead, right? CE?
Correct.
Yes. Recording agents. Okay.
Yes, I mostly, I do real estate on the side. I am a real estate firm leader. I work with an attorney in Elizabeth, New Jersey for about, 8 years now. And I get in the business to try to make a little bit of money on the side. It's been really hard for me to do the transition to a full-time agent, but, we keep trying.
My question is, you were working with an attorney or you are still working with an attorney?
I still do. I work 30 hours for her a week, and then I do my real estate business on the side.
So that is fantastic. But it's good combination because you can get leads from the attorney's clients. True.
Because she gets the leads from two. So when the client comes, they already have the realtor ready. But I do learn a lot on the legal side, which you don't usually learn, just being as a realtor. So
It's great too. It's a great combination. I remember that also at the beginning, I helped a friend of mine. He was an attorney, and his assistant left. I said, "Ella, could you please help me?" I said, "Oh, well, having that changing career, and I was a little off, and I helped a little while, and I learned the back end of real estate. It was fantastic. I will never forget that, and I learned more. The problem is that even though I didn't work with him anymore, every time I had a closing with him, he knows everything that I know, and then say, "Oh, I know you do it, I know you do it." So I carry on, and then I end up doing all the transaction work from
you get a little
closing
work.
because he knows that I know everything, that I knew everything then, But now I don't have no time. I have two little ones. Okay, so welcome, Juana, she is also a realtor, and she's gonna do the 3 days with us just to have the 12-hour credits. Could you introduce yourself, Juana? Juana is not talking. The muted. You muted. I always mute people. And please mute yourself every single time, please. If I don't do it, you do it. Wow, the crew to clean my outside at this time, I'm gonna kill them. I have the backyard, they're cleaning it now, the garden outside. Anyway, it's gonna be a little noisy, but I'm almost done with you. So, Juana, could you introduce yourself, Juana?
Okay, my name is Juana Iguavil. I work part-time for Hector Colon, Elite Realty. I'm working like 12 years old. 12 years.
Oh, wow.
Part-time, because I work in another job.
What kind of job? You want to share? You don't have to. But...
Mostly I help my husband. He is doing the business, the real estate business.
Oh, you help your husband with the real estate. That is fantastic. I mean, sales or investment, what kind of real estate? Exactly.
My husband do the investment.
Fantastic. Good line. Good line. I believe that you have to be salesperson, but you have to be also investor. I encourage you also to be investor. Okay? Good for you. All right. Next person, Hector Colon. I think is Hector. Could you talk? Hector? It's a little dark in the room. I can see a little bit of your face.
Hector is legend in Elizabeth, New Jersey.
Really?
He's legend.
We're going to get to you, Jasmine, in a second. You a legend as well. Okay. Hector, introduce yourself, please. I'm so excited that you guys, most of you guys are in the south area. I'm here in the east area, and I put you guys together and center. It's so good to have this kind of class because you put people for all around, like even for another state. And I start loving it. At the beginning, the first 3 months of live webinar, I hated it with passion. I'm still not too crazy, but the good thing about this, the live webinar, one, you guys do this from home, and two, get people from all over the place. And to have a group, I always have a group in the south, which is you guys, and have a group here in the east, like a Hoboken, downtown Jersey City, and Bergen County. But now you guys are for Union County. I love it. I love it to give you put it together. So fine. I love that. And also have people for all the states as well. Okay, next person. Hector, don't want to talk or busy? What happened, Hector? You even completely disappear. He introduces himself later on. Okay, we're gonna leave the last and the most important is the instructor. Let's give applause to Jasmine.
Hi,
Jasmine, introduce
everyone.
yourself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jasmine Clausen-Soir, and I'm here to teach you all. I'm super excited to meet each and every one of you. Real estate is extremely rewarding, and I do hope you all take it extremely serious. I've been in the business for 13 years, and I've loved and learned and cried and laughed every minute of it. So I wish you all the complete best. Anything you need, I'm only a phone call or text away.
Oh, God, great, good. I'm very excited. She's doing my students for CE students, and then I see the passion for it. I say, hey, could you be instructor too? So you have to be a broker to be instructor. You have to be minimum 3 years working full time as an agent, then become a broker, a student, 150 hours, and pass also the state exam for the second time, and be 2 more years, and then pass also the instructor exam. So she done all that just to be instructor. So good, good, Jasmine.
Thank you.
We
Thank you,
don't
Anna.
Hector, you want to introduce yourself? Hector, I don't hear you, Hector. You have to mute yourself. Hector and Patricia, husband and wife, own a business, right? Something's wrong with your network. So you get out and log in again. Okay. Something's wrong. We cannot hear you. Let me see if I can help you. No, you're in green. Supposed to be listening. So it's from your end. It's from your end, from your computer or from your device. Okay? And hold on a second. And Patricia, which is Hector, they're having problem, technical issue. From the end, their end. Okay? Just give me a second. Let me talk to them. Hector, your system is from your end that is has the issue. I have to continue with the class, so shut it down and put it back in, and we're gonna continue with the class. We're gonna hold the class any longer. Okay. First, I'm gonna introduce the class, and then I leave Jasmine to carry on. Um, First of all, as I mentioned before, you have to log in as early as you can. We're gonna be open the host by 4:30 in the afternoon. The reason is that early is that you can prepare your mind for studying. You besides to be in class, you also have to study minimum 2 to 3 hours a day. And the only way is by preparing mentally yourself. And you put your book there ready, and you log in get into the room. And if it's somebody already in the room, you can communicate with that person if you have any question, share anything with them. Okay. And also the reason is to, if it's any technical issue, you can correct it early. Okay. But as you have to be at the very late of 5:30. Okay. And if everybody is there and even the instructors there before 6 o'clock, you can start before the class. That way you finish early. We have to do 2 chapters a day, no matter what. And their chapters take minimum an hour and a half sometimes. So you need to do 2 chapters a day. And the early you start, the early you finish. We don't gonna have no breaks, absolutely no breaks. Maybe 3 minute break to get up to get a drink or go grab something and put it in your table, and you can eat and learn at the same time. But we don't have no breaks, which means that you can finish a little early. You can finish as early as long you finish the 2 chapters. You know? Sometimes it could be 2.5. Only one time is the 3 chapters. I think the last chapters are, you can do 3 chapters because it's a short chapters. But the other ones are some are very long, especially 1 to 4 are very long. So these 2 chapters you can finish really late. So for that reason, we cannot stop any longer. We have to start. And you just mean you don't have to finish the chapter 2 because it's a very serious chapter. You can finish it tomorrow, but then tomorrow you're gonna have 2.5. So if you don't finish 2 chapters, you have to do 2.5. But it's good to finish completely the 2 chapters. Okay. We have the syllabus here. If you see the syllabus here, as I mentioned, it's the orientation, introduction of the class today. A school objective begin Unit 1 and Unit 2, Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. Some students have the ebook. So the ebook is exactly the same thing. It's just digital, but it's exactly the thing. The book has, oh my God, the book has, hold on a second, let me get the book. I like to talk with the book. Just give me 1 second. I want everybody to open the book with me. I want you to be very familiar with the book because I want to introduce you to the book, okay? So in the glossary of the book, you're going to see the units, right? The units. So the first one, the topic is going to be about real estate license. We're going to learn about why to have a license. Oh, yes.
I didn't get the ebook. How do I get it?
Okay. The CE student don't get the book. Only you're gonna just listen and participate in the topic. Okay. All right. Okay. At the end, maybe we'll send you some papers, some extra information via email, but after class. All right. So you're gonna have a nice ride because you don't have to study, you don't have to read, you don't have to take final exam, you don't have to take final exam for the school. So you're good to go, guys. Only just be here. Okay. That's easy CE classes, but you have to be. I have to sign attendance. By the way, you have to sign attendance. I'm gonna email it to everybody. Do a digital or copy or whatever. I need attendance. Okay, we have a proof that you've been here. Okay, go back to the book. Everybody, open the book with me. Okay, so in Unit 1, the topic is gonna be about real estate license. To know why we have to have license. Why? Going to explain why we have to have a license and why it was created to have a license and all the rules and regulations, okay? And the law about license is very intense topic. I would like to stay with you, but at night time I cannot teach. I love this, the first 3 chapters. In chapter 22 is continue about why to have a license, but not only that, is about real estate commission rules and regulations, but not only just the rule and regulations by the government, but also by the national law and state law and local law. So they're going to tell you why we have to have the license. Okay, are the 2 topics going together, 1 and 2. And number 3 topic is very serious. This is for the CE students, everybody with me. The Unit 3 is about agency. It's about how to develop a business relationship with the customer. The moment the customer approach you is when you create an agency, you create a business relationship. That's when you create an agency. and we're gonna understand all the rules and regulations how to create an agency. Okay, this is number three. For active agent, this topic is very important. Okay, like I said, I would like to participate. I'm gonna be logging with you guys, and if my kids are out or are here for half hour, I jump in, I give you a little point or something. Okay, but it's very good topic. Jasmine is gonna do very well. Also, you're gonna learn the business brokerage, why to have a business broker, why your license has to be under the umbrella of a brokerage company. Okay, you're gonna learn also all about the ethical. And they have 17 articles. Remember, about any professional has to have an ethics. So we as a real estate agents have to have a professional ethics. And the NARD is the National Association Realtor, which is a private organization of realtors that create those articles, 17 articles. We're going to talk about that. Those articles, everybody go with me, is in the last book, in the last page of the book is articles is gonna be in page, everybody with me, 416. Jasmine, maybe when you have a little time, you can just mention the topics. Oh, I'll do it right now. So in the page 416, this is about ethics, about the 17 article. And those 17 article, from Article 1 to Article 9 is about the duties of clients and customer. Okay, a study of that. And then from Article 10 to Article 14 is about how to deal with the public. And from Article 15 to Article 17 is to deal with our peers, our co-workers, or the realtors. Those are in chapter 3 about ethics. Then in unit 4, go back again. I want you to be very familiar with the book. Touch it, see it, look at it, and talk about it. Okay? So in unit 4 is about fair housing. This is a very serious topic. It's about discrimination. We're going to talk about the first class protection in 1866, when it was the class protecting color and race. Then, in 100 years later, they amend the law and they create the discrimination for all other classes, religion, ethnicity, sex, so far, so on. This is a very important topic. As a real estate agent, as an active agent, guys, this is very important. So we're going to talk about Section 8. I'm pretty sure Jasmine's going to do this very well. Then in chapter 5, it's going to be about what is real estate, what is the definition of real estate. You're going to understand the definition of real estate, the physical definition of real estate. Real estate, anything is improved that is attached to the soil. That's what is real estate. It's a land, and then you build, you construct, whatever you want to call it, you develop, then there's real estate. Real estate, anything is attached to the soil. Then they're going to talk about another topic about personal property. Personal property, anything is movable, anything that is not a real estate, anything that you can take it with you. For example, a center rock. You can have a house, you have a center rock, you can take it with you when you leave. Okay, but anything is attached to the soil is a real estate. Okay, so in the chapter 5, it's going to be about what is real estate. Then in the chapter 6, they're going to talk about the interest of real estate, how much you're going to own it. You're going to own it as a percentage. You're going to own it with partners. You're going to own it as a corporation. You're going to learn how to own it in real estate. Okay. Also, all the real estate, you're going to see that they have something it's called encumbrances. Sometimes they are title, they affect, they are clouds, they affect title of a property. So that will be also in chapter 6. In chapter 7 is also about ownership real estate, about the form of ownership, how to own it, and what type of property, townhouses, co-ops, condominiums, etc. In chapter 8, it's going to be about taxes. Remember, the government has a right to charge you taxes. One of the 4 rights that the government has, number 1, the right to take a house away if it's needed for the public. If they need it for the public goods, like if they need to put a highway, the government need it. Of course, they pay you a price value, the market value. They do an appraisal, but they take it away for you. That's called eminent domain. Eminent domain is when the government has the right to take your house away. Also, the government has the right to have a police power to create zoning ordinance, where to build, how to build, the measure of to build, the material that you want to use. They have that control. Also, they have the right of a sheet. A sheet is the right that in case somebody dies and doesn't have no heirs and no heirs, no will, they can the government can keep the house. So all that rights the government has. Okay, so the last right is taxes, to charge you taxes on your house. So that's chapter 8. In chapter 9 is about land use regulation and environmental control. This is the land use, the control that the government has to control what and how you're gonna build. Okay, that's a beautiful topic. And also we're gonna talk any environment hazard that affect life to build. So before to build, they have to test the air, the soil, to see if it's not have any type of contamination. That's in chapter 9. In chapter 10, you guys going to talk about a very good topic, which is, I love it. It's about leasing agreements. Leasing agreements is a contract that you sign between sellers or landlords to help you to sell the property. That's when you're going to start making money. So that's fantastic. Then in chapter 11, you're going to talk about other type of contracts. We as the real estate agents, we have the rights to write many contracts. One of the contracts is to write a contract of sale. So we don't need to be a lawyer to write a contract of sale. We can write leases as long as for 1 to 4 family, and to write even business. Like if somebody sells a restaurant, you can help them out. And what else we have to do in the contract? So there are many other contracts. Contract for hiring, you're gonna deal with your brokerage because you have to be on the umbrella of a broker owner. And the other contract you write is buy a contract is another contract that you write. All those contracts you have the rights to write contract as a real estate agent when you become a real estate agent. That's why you have to have a license. Of course, those contracts have to be reviewed by an attorney. They have 3 days to be reviewed by an attorney. If they don't, they become just how you say settled. Okay. In chapter 12, it's talk about leases between landlords and tenants. Even though say, oh, I know this sounds easy. There are a lot of little things that you need to know really well about leases. Chapter 12. In chapter 13 is about mortgages. Believe it or not, the topic about mortgage is so important and it's so good that we have 3 chapters related to mortgage. So chapter 13, 14, and 15, they're all 3 related to mortgage. So please learn those 3 topics really well. Okay, as a chapter 15, it's going to be, chapter 16 is going to be about appraisal. Appraisal report is to estimate the value of a particular property. It's done by a professional appraiser, and they created report of that particular property to find the price. It's called the subject of the property, to find the price of that subject of the property. That is unit 16. That's very interesting topic too. Chapter 17 is about investment. I encourage you to invest in real estate. I do believe in real estate as investor. I know the only pitfalls about it is very hard to liquidate it. You can take 2-3 months to sell it. So that's the only negative thing. The other negative thing, maintenance over here. But to own real estate, I think is one of the nice way to have assets. Okay. Also, to have your own business. You can have also your own business. In chapter 18 is about subdivision and development. This topic is also very exciting. It's for people that don't know that so many steps has to be done before to build something. It's called prep the soil. Prep the soil. So those are called subdividers. In chapter 18, they're going to talk about subdividers. Subdividers are the people dedicated to prepare the soil to build any real estate, and could be months or years sometimes, and could be very costly because they have to test to make sure that it's livable, and they have to be approved by the board of the town, and it can take a while. But it's called subdivision, and the subdividers professionals are the one that prepare the soil, and the subdividers most of the time are also developers, are the one that build. But sometimes they just prep the land the way it is and sell it to the developers, okay? And they are the first owner. Remember, the developers are the first owners and are the one that create restrictions in the deed, okay? And dedication in the deed. They are the first owner, the builders, okay? And Unit 19 is about legal description of a property. So for you to own a property, you need to have a proof that you own it. So the D is the proof, and the size of the property that you own. It's called the sewer, or the blueprints. So that's the legal description, and the D is a piece of paper that will show you who was the seller and how much that was selling for, what is the address of the property, who was the buyer. The only signature that's going to be in that paper is by the grantor, the seller. The deed could be 1 to 3 pages, but could be 40 or 50 pages. They call it master deeds because they have so many rules and restrictions and easements that make the master deed huge. Okay, that is legal description, chapter 19. In chapter 20, it's about a transfer of a title. It's another proof that you own title. The deed is a proof that you own title, that you own the property, but also the title is also a proof that you own the property. Um, what else? And also a proof that the title is clear. It's clear of any clouds. Okay. In chapter 21, we're going to talk about more about title, but also we're going to talk about public records. Just I want to remember that anything related to real estate has to be recorded. Anything, any documentation related to real estate has to be recorded from the very beginning, from the beginning of the preparing the soil. That approval has to be in the recorded in the municipality, the town hall, the property is located, and anything that is that you put in the record has to be notarized. Okay. So the last topic is going to be about closing, and this is a very beautiful word. You guys, as a as a realtor, know that the word closing sounds like a beautiful, sounds nice. I mean, money's coming. Okay, sometimes it takes months to close, but finally, when we hear that, is very nice words. And I also recommend go to closings. Okay, go to closings. All right, and the last was a chapter 22 is about math, and just I want to tell you, math is very, very easy. Okay, real estate math is very easy. If you have your mind, math is hard. No, it will be learned when you're little. Some people that math is hard. No, especially in this math, it's almost a joke. But we're gonna introduce the math and the Saturday. That way you have it out of your mind. Okay, you had it from the very beginning. We do it 22 Saturday. And then we do some quizzes where we're gonna do some quizzes. Besides the quizzes, you have to do the quizzes from the school every day, 2 quizzes a day. And you're gonna give me the results, how you did it, because you need to calculate. For example, in the state exam, I wanna tell you that you're gonna have 110 questions for you agents. In the state exam, you're gonna have 110 questions. Also for the school exam, you're gonna have 110 questions. Out of the 22 chapters, 4 to 6 questions of each chapters it's going to be. So meaning that in math, it's going to be 4 to 6 questions. Okay, just keep that in mind. Another thing about what else I want to tell you. I lost my train of thoughts. Okay, so 110 questions. The last day of the school, you need to pass the school exam as well. It's free, but the second time they charge a little. I don't know how much, $20 or something. But I hope the school exam is much easier than the state exam. I want all of you to study every day, 2 to 3 chapters a day, every single day. Don't say, "Oh, I do it later, or I do it on weekend." No, if you later, it's worse. Okay, every day we talk about this topic. You learn it, you breathe it, you ask, and you work on it for that 24 hours. For 24 hours, that's what you live on. Okay. Also, talking about live on, I know that you have your business, you have your family, you have your kids, you have your job. So try to focus on this time. Try to focus the most you can, because if you don't do it, you will gonna waste your time. You have to study now, 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 no later, now, now. Also, I'm gonna give you a couple techniques to study. If you finish like a chapter 5 and you haven't studied the whole chapter, you haven't studied the previous chapter, don't start chapter 1. Start studying the last chapter first. You finish chapter 5, so now you study chapter 5, then chapter 4, then chapter 3, then chapter 2. You do backward because your brain is fresh. Also, do it right after the class if you can, and also studying early in the morning is also very good too. Try to stay away from the media, and I wish you the best luck. So Jasmine's gonna talk to you and carry on. Jasmine, I wish you the best, guys. We can connect each other by WhatsApp. I'm interfere by WhatsApp. Also gonna be in the meetings, but like I said, at night I have a 1.5 and 2.5. I didn't talk much about myself, but I have two little kids. I started very late having a family. Now I have 1.5. Oh no, he turned 3 yesterday. He's now 3. My baby turned 3. So at this time I have no help, so only my husband and I. So carry on, and I wish you the best luck. Okay.
Happy birthday.
Okay. See a student, Jasmine only participate in opinion, ask opinion, a hobby. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna try if you can put you as a host, Jasmine. That way you can mute people. In the meantime, you can start.
Okay, everyone. So let's turn to page 1, unit
I
1.
cannot hear you,
Oh, you can't hear me?
Jasmine.
You can't hear me?
Okay,
Can
Jasmine.
can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, everyone. Let's start page 1, unit 1, real estate licensing. Now, the most important things to remember when we're reviewing the chapter is the key terms. So once you know the key terms, you're able to figure out everything else around it. So let's start with Robert. Would you like to read who must be licensed?
Anyone who takes part in a real estate transaction in New Jersey for another person for action or other valuable consideration must have real estate license. Must have a real estate license. The state of New Jersey created real estate licensing regulations to protect the general public from unscrupulous brokers and salespeople. In New Jersey, licenses have been administered since 1921 by the New Jersey Real Estate License Commission, the Real Estate Commission, operating within the Department of Banking and Insurance. Licenses are governed by the Real Estate License Act, known as Title 45, Chapter 15, and rules and regulations set up by the Commission, known as Title 11, Chapter 5, Administrative Code.
And thank you, Robert. And let's just go back really quick. I want to read to you the key terms. Please remember the key terms as you go along the chapter. You'll see them, highlight them, remember them. Broker salesperson, continuing education, guarantee fund, New Jersey Real Estate Commission, Real Estate License Act, real estate referral, company, realtor associate, referral fee, salesperson licensed with a real estate license referral company. Title 11, Chapter 5. Let's continue. The statute and rules are reprinted in Appendix B at the end of this book. Additional copies may be obtained by sending a certified or cashier's check money order or a broker's business check made out to the state treasurer for $10 to the New Jersey Real Estate Commission Education, P.O. Box 328, Trenton, New Jersey 08625. The commission may be reached by calling 609-292-7272 by pressing 0 and asking for the Real Estate Commission. Useful information is available at its website, and that's the website right there, and that's the email address to the Real Estate Commission. Shelton, may you continue where the Real Estate Commission?
So I don't have the book.
Okay.
I,
Okay, so I'll read it for you, okay? The New Jersey Real Estate Commission, a division of the sorry guys, the New Jersey Real Estate Commission, a division of the Department of Banking and Insurance, is composed of 8 members. So this is on the test. The Real Estate Commission is composed of 8 members appointed by who? The governor. 5 are real estate brokers who have been licensed as such for at least 10 years. 2 are chosen from the general public, and 1 represents the Department of a state government. All members serve 3-year terms, except the governmental member who serves at the pleasure of the governor. The governor has the right to remove any member for cause. Those 4 or 5 lines, that's on the test, so make sure you remember it. We're going to continue with Mustafa. May you please read real estate licenses?
Sure. So, classes of licenses under the Real Estate License Act, licenses. Number one, a broker is authorized to operate a real estate business, to hire salespersons, and to charge for the public for services. Every real estate company must have one person who's an authorized broker for the entire company. This person is often referred to as the broker of record. Number two, a salesperson works under a sponsoring licensed broker, doing business in the name of the broker and receiving compensation only from that broker. The supervising broker is required to finish guidance and direction and is personally responsible for the real estate acts of salespersons under his or her supervision. Number three, a broker salesperson has fulfilled all of the requirements of a broker, yet chooses to work in a sales capacity for and in the name of another broker. Number four, a salesperson licensed with a real estate referral company is a licensee whose activities are restricted to only making referrals and not any other real estate activity. And the acronym must be licensed referral company, not a real estate firm. All initial, renewed, and reinstated licenses are issued on a biennial term that expires on June 30th of odd years. The trademark terms realtor and realtor associate are used by members of the National Association of Realtors, a private trade association with state licensing.
Thank you. And those four bullets are on the test as well. They want you to know what's the difference between a broker, a broker salesperson, and a salesperson licensed with a real estate referral company. So these are all on the test. All initial, renewed, and reinstated license are issued by biannual term that expires June 30th of odd numbered years. The trademark terms realtor and realtor associate are used by members of the National Association of Realtors, a private trade association, and have no connection with state licensing. Activities covered. May Vanessa?
Activities covered. When the work is being performed for another person, patient of a fee or commission, a broker's license is required to list real estate for sale, sell, exchange, buy, auction, or rent real estate, collect rent, solicitate prospective purchasers or sellers, negotiate a real estate loan, sell lots or other parcels for developer, sell business opportunities that involve real estate, or attempt to do any of the previous activities. A salesperson's license allows the holder to operate under the supervision of a licensed broker to assist in negotiating the purchase, sale, or exchange of the real estate, negotiating real estate loans, leasing, renting, and collecting rent, and selling lots under other parcels of the developer. Licenses are also permitted to handle the resale of mobile homes, but they must follow Motor Vehicle Commission regulations as well as ones set forth by the Real Estate Commission.
Thank you. Let's see. Yvonne, may you continue with the exemptions?
Sure, exceptions. A real estate license is not required for owners handling their own property as unrepresented sellers, referred to as for sale by owner or FSBO, attorneys, executors, trustees, receivers, administrators, legal guardians, and other handling real estate under the order of a court, banks and trust company, and insurance companies. Attorneys are exempt while handling real estate in the normal practice of law. Attorney who is intending to engage in general real estate brokerage must obtain real estate license.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Hector? I'm not sure if his mic is on. Let's see. Juana?
Yes,
Okay, may you continue payment for services?
I don't have a book. Myself, Hector, Juana, Maria, all of us are real estate agents. We don't have any books. We don't have
Okay.
anything other than us sitting here.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that information. Payment for services. To collect the commission, one must be licensed at the time the service is performed. It is illegal for anyone to share any portion of a commission without a real estate license. A broker may share commissions only with his or her associated salespersons and SLWREERCs or with another broker in the event of cooperative listing or referral, including a broker who another broker in the event of cooperating listings and referral, including a broker who is licensed in another state. One exception, after new law went into effect early 2010, allows a selling broker to rebate part of the commission to the buyer in the form of either a credit or a check. Finder fees, money, or gifts to unlicensed salesperson who refers buyers or sellers are also forbidden. A broker, however, is allowed to pay other brokers. Unlicensed assistants. Salespersons and brokers often use assistants, secretaries, and similar support staff who are not allowed to perform activities that require a license. The Real Estate Commission has issued guidelines on what unlicensed assistants may or may not do. The list paint a fairly complete picture of most tasks involved in a real estate brokerage. In general, prohibited activities, others those involving contact with clients or customers. Mustafa, may you read unlicensed assistant or secretary may not?
Sure. So an assistant or secretary may not answer any questions about listed property, make cold calls by phones or in person, seeking business from potential listers, purchasers, tenants, or landlords, discuss or explain a contract or any other related real estate document with anyone outside the brokerage firm, make telephone calls for rent collection, or except when accompanying a licensee, host open houses or promotional booths, distribute promotional material, or attend a home inspection. An unlicensed assistant or secretary may answer phones and forward calls, process and submit listings and changes to the multiple listing system, place signs on properties, pick up keys and deliver documents, schedule appointments for showing listed properties, set up files and track and secure documents, only under the direction of a licensee, have keys made for a company listing, write and place ads, type contract forms, order items or inspections, and prepare flyers and promotional materials. Keep records of deposit and earnest money, security deposits and rent, follow up on loan applications, or compute commission checks.
Okay, thank you. Robert, may you continue on license qualifications?
Salesperson's license for an salesperson licensed with a real estate referral company, licensed to the age or older, prove a high school education or its equivalent, furnish evidence of good moral character, successfully complete a 75-hour pre-licensing course, disclose his or her social security number for child support enforcement purposes, provide documentation of citizenship or legal residence in the United States, pass a state examination, and be sponsored by a licensed real estate broker to activate the license. The applicant for a broker's license must be 18 years of age or older, prove the equivalent of a high school education, furnish evidence of good moral character, have served 3 years full-time as a licensed salesperson, successfully complete 150 hours of study consisting of a 90-hour general broker pre-licensing course, a 30-hour pre-licensing course on broker's ethics and agency law and relationships, and a 30-hour pre-licensing course on office management and related topics. Disclose his or her social security number for child support enforcement purposes. Provide documentation of citizenship or legal residence in the United States and pass a state examination.
Thank you. Exemptions. Who else? Let's see. Vanessa.
The experience requirement for brokers or broker sales license for an honorably discharged war veteran with a service-connected wound or disability. License and renewal fees are also waived. The commission may agree to waive the education requirement for a licensed broker from another state, someone previously licensed as a New Jersey broker in the past 5 years, someone who has taken equivalent real estate courses in college, New Jersey attorneys, and in some cases, certain applicants who took the equivalent pre-licensing courses in another state. No license will be issued to anyone convicted with the proceedings 5 years of forgery, burglary, robbery, any theft other than shoplifting, criminal conspiracy to defraud, or any like offense. New Jersey does not recognize licenses issued in any other state.
Thank you. Let's continue. Required experience. A candidate for a broker's license must have been continuously employed on a full-time basis as a real estate salesperson during the 3 years immediately preceding the application. Full-time means the applicant worked at least 40 hours per week between the hours of approximately 10 a.m. and 8 p.m. and during that time was not employed elsewhere except on a part-time basis for no more than 25 hours a week. The licensee must be able to show evidence that he or she experienced in listing, selling, and leasing property during the 3 year period. Time limit on application. Applications for real estate license must be submitted to the commission within 1 year of the date when the candidate successfully completed the pre-license course. Otherwise, the course must be taken again. Non-residents. Someone who does not live in the state may obtain a New Jersey real estate license after qualifying in the usual way and also filing irrevocable consent to service a process, consent to be sued in this state. Corporations. A corporation can be granted a real estate license only only if one of its officers holds a broker's license. That person then becomes the broker of record for the corporation and personally responsible for all transactions for which a real estate license is required. Examination. Fees for the license examination are paid directly to the independent testing service that runs examination. Special arrangements can be made for people who are blind, disabled, or have extreme language difficulty. Temporary license. If a broker dies, this is on the test. If a broker dies or becomes mentally or physically incapacitated, the office has no other broker to carry on transactions already in progress. A temporary broker's license may be issued to a salesperson with at least 3 years experience immediately preceding the date of application. The salesperson is expected to complete qualifications for a broker's license within 1 year. Okay. The salesperson is expected to complete qualifications for broker's license within 1 year. No extension of time is allowed. The application requesting the temporary license must be made within 30 days of the date that the broker's death is effective for 1 year from the date of issuance. Continuing education requirements for license renewal. License renewal is on July 1st on odd numbered years. All broker salesperson licensees must complete 12 hours of approved continuing education courses before each 2 years licensee renewal. There is no exception for brokers who have been licensed for a long time. Completion between May 1st and June 30th of the renewal year may be subject to licensee to a processing fee of $200. Robert, your turn.
Sorry, my mute was not working. Can you hear me now?
Yes, thank you, Robert.
Oh, okay. Well, I failure to renew, correct?
Yes. The second paragraph in renewal.
In the acronym is not required to complete any continuing education unless and until he wishes to convert to actively listing and selling real estate. The required number of continuing education hours is determined by how long the agent has been the referring agent, and then the website address is listed. The required courses should be completed on or before April 30th of the renewal year. The 12 hours must contain at least 2 hours on ethics and 6 hours within the core topics. Credit may also be claimed for certain courses taken in other states upon the New Jersey Real Estate Commission's approval. Credit may also be claimed for courses approved as pre-licensed or continuing education in appraisal and banking professions related to real estate brokerage.
Okay, failure to renew, Mohammed.
Oh, Mustafa.
I'm sorry, Mustafa.
So failure to
Sorry, my best
No
friend is
worries.
Mohammed, so you remind me of him. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. Failure to renew. If a broker or salesperson is licensed 2 consecutive years or more after the expiration of the last license, it becomes void. At that point, the salesperson must once more meet all original license qualifications. In some cases, a broker need not retake the courses.
Okay, can you continue, please?
Yeah, sure. License fees, costs for an initial license, including application, criminal history record check, and real estate guarantee fund fees, where applicable, are as follows. Number 1, salesperson, $160. Number 2, SLWR ERC, $160. Broker, $270. Broker salesperson, $270. $150. Corporations, etc., $270. Renewal fees are $100 for a salesperson or SLWRERCS license and $200 for brokers.
Okay, thank you. License, Shelton, I just sent you the license procedure. Did you get it? I think you're muted. Okay, Shelton. Okay, so I just sent you.
Do it via email. Let's see. Oh, okay.
Now you're gonna read. Did you get it?
I did.
Okay, so I'm gonna read license and transfer and termination. You're gonna read licensing procedure. Okay.
Okay.
Managing brokers can register for online reporting entitlement at the website. Click and just follow the instructions on the real estate brokers section. Once registered, the managing broker may print out licenses and report transfers or terminations at website. A broker who goes out of business must close out the escrow account, remove signs, notify clients, and provide the commission with a name, address, where past records will be available for 6 years. Shelton, your turn.
Okay. Procedure. Hold on, sorry. 2 seconds. Okay. To obtain a salesperson or SLWRERC's license in New Jersey, the candidate follows 3 steps. Successfully complete the required 75-hour pre-license course and the state license examination, and receive a score report. The school will notify the testing provider that the applicant has completed the course successfully. 2, submit the score report signed by the sponsoring broker to the Real Estate Commission. At the same time, a completed form is submitted allowing the commission to request a criminal history check, as well as certified check, cashier's check, or money order for $160 payable to the State Treasury of New Jersey. 3, complete a fingerprinting process and consent to a criminal history record check. The department strongly suggests completing the fingerprinting process as soon as possible after passing the state exam. The procedure is handled by Identigo using the New Jersey Universal Fingerprint Form. Appointments made by schedule on the internet at www.bioapplicant.com/New Jersey/NJ or by phone at 877-503-5981. The website lists the different fingerprint sites in the state. The fee for the criminal check and fingerprinting is $66.05. Payable by money order, bank, check, or credit card. Personal checks are not accepted. Each applicant must bring to the fingerprinting site a completed universal form as well as government issued ID. Instructions for the fingerprinting procedure may be found at the website www.state.nj.us/licensing/fingerprint.html.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, CE students, I have to have you participate even if it's just for a few seconds. So, let's see, Juana Maria. I don't know. I think Juana Maria, Patricia, and Cologne. If one of you could just give me your opinion on the licensing procedure and how it was for you when it was time for you to get licensed. Maria?
I'm sorry, Jasmine, you said the license procedure in regards to what? I'm sorry?
So when it was time for you to get your license, can you give us your opinion on the process?
We just lost communication. I can't hear you, but I guess you can hear me because I can see your face.
Is this okay. Is this Juana?
That was Pat.
Oh, okay, Pat. Thank you. Pat, when you became licensed, can you just give us on your opinion on how the process was for you?
I'm half hearing part of what you're saying.
Okay.
In fact, I've lost the law. I don't know what's going on. I know when we took our class or when we took our test, is that what you're saying? I'm not sure. I'm sorry.
I'm typing it to you.
Okay.
I have to have you participate.
My connection is like on and off as of this very moment. I'm sorry.
Same thing here.
Do you see the chat?
No, in fact, I ended up going to my cell phone because the thing wouldn't work on my computer.
Okay, so we're gonna continue. I'm being told to make sure everyone is participating. So when I became licensed, I'll share my experience and hopefully the other agents that are involved. Yes, chat, yes, the video on and off. Okay, thank you. When I became licensed, I took my school exam, then I took my state exam. I was fingerprinted, my fingerprints were processed, my application was sent to the real estate commission, and then I was mailed my real estate license and I shopped around agencies and I got my license posted 13 years ago. That was my process. The process is pretty much the same, exactly what we read. We're going to continue on to page 9, what to bring. Candidates should bring to the exam 2 forms of identification, at least 1 government issued photo ID. The examination, candidates are asked to arrive at least 30 minutes before the schedule.
I'm sorry. I just finished talking with my broker. He wants us to come on out. He said, because this isn't the right class, and he has to contact the real estate commission, at least so that we can figure this out. But I don't think it. Yeah, I'm gonna have my people pull out.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, my broker. Maybe that's no gas too. My broker is saying that this class right here is the initial that are coming to the
I can't hear her.
Sounds like she's walking away from the phone.
How do I mute her? I don't know how to mute her.
Yeah, I think she might be talking to someone else on the phone.
Just don't tell us all to come on out, and we'll just have to at least figure out what it is that we're supposed to be doing.
1 second.
Here, let me give you his.
No, can you just, Patricia? Can you, Patricia? Patricia.
Let me give you. Yeah, let me give you his phone number because on the call right now, and every time we call out, he got my second phone.
Patricia,
every time we call out, we can't do it.
That's fine. Can you?
His name is Hector.
Okay.
Hector is the.
Okay. What's his phone number?
Okay.
This is very disruptive. Patricia, can you mute yourself if you don't want to participate? I understand. Thank you, Maria. Maria, thank you very much. That's all I've been asked for you to do. Thank you. My experience, I had to take the course, then pass the school and state exam. I had fingerprints taken, then finalize the process of the real estate office I went with. Thank you so much, Maria. I truly appreciate your opinion. Let's continue now. And anyone who
Hey, Jasmine, I have a question.
Yes.
I have a question.
Can you wait 1 second before you say that? Anyone that is not part of this, Patricia, can you mute yourself because your background is a little loud? Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No worries. So when you guys took, like, both you and Marie, when you guys took the school exam and the state exam, in terms of percentages, how similar were both?
It's honestly the same material, just more. There's just more brokers questions on it. It's pretty similar. It's just more hours, more questions, and a little more intense. But it's the same. It's the same material.
Okay.
Yeah. So as long as you study and you know the material very well, and you crossed your T's and dotted all your I's, you'll know this very well.
Got it. Thank you.
Anytime. Anyone Patricia in Cologne's office who does not want to participate, please put yourself on mute. Thank you. Thank you very much, Maria. Maria's giving her opinion. She said vocabulary is very important. There are some terms I was not familiar with. Thank you. Let's continue. The Guarantee Fund. The Guarantee Fund was established to reimburse members of the public who suffer a monetary loss due to the wrongdoing in real estate transaction by a licensed broker or salesperson or an unlicensed employee of a broker. The party must first obtain a court judgment naming the real estate commission as party to the suit. If the party suffering the loss is unable to collect that judgment, he or she may apply within 6 years to the Real Estate Guarantee Fund for payment. The criminal claim must also be filed against the offending party. No spouse of a licensee may bring action against the licensee under the Guarantee Fund. At time of initial issuance of license, each salesperson contributes $10 and each broker salesperson contributes $20 to the Guarantee Fund, which is maintained by the state treasurer. 1 second, sorry. Which is maintained by the state treasurer, administered. Sorry again. Maximum payment for a single claim is $20,000 per offense. If there is not enough fund to pay all the claims against it, the commission may assess licensees an additional amount at the time of licensee renewal. Once fund pays a claim against a broker or salesperson, the person's license is revoked until the fund is reimbursed with interest. Rental referral companies. 1 second, guys. Let me just mute myself. Anna's calling me. I'm sorry. Hello? Hello? Anna. Okay, guys, it looks like maybe her child.
You're on mute, Jasmine. You were unmuted and then you put yourself on mute.
All right. I'm sorry, guys. It looks like her baby was dialing me. Once the funds pay claims against a broker or salesperson, the person's license is revoked until the fund is reimbursed with interest. Rental referral companies. Every person working in rental referral companies who for a fee refers prospective tenants to rental units is required to have real estate license and to enter into a written agreement with each prospective tenant. The contract must specify such thing as services to be performed, fees charged, date and term of contract, and refund policy. Robert, would you continue, please?
You're on the referral companies one for the, I'm sorry, Colleen.
Yes.
Yep, rental referrals.
Yes, we're in the second paragraph. The no rental property may be
Yep.
offered.
Yep, I got it. Thank you very much. No rental property may be offered without the landlord's consent. Oral consent must be confirmed in writing within 24 hours. Units that are advertised must be checked every day to see if they are still available. Units that are simply listed must be checked every 3 days. If prospective tenants are charged an advance fee of more than $25, regulations require deposit of the funds in an escrow account. Would you like me to continue through the summary?
Yes. Yes, please.
Anyone assisting in a real estate transaction for another and for compensation must be licensed by the state of New Jersey. Licenses are administered by the New Jersey Real Estate Commission, whose 8 members are appointed by the governor. 5 are real estate brokers and 2 are members of the general public, all who serve 3-year terms. A government representative serves, serves at the governor's pleasure. A broker may operate a real estate business and charge the public for services. A salesperson is licensed to assist one specific broker. A broker salesperson is a fully qualified broker who chooses to maintain the position of a salesperson with some other broker. A salesperson licensed with a real estate referral company is licensed only to refer prospective buyers and sellers to the referral company. The license law does not apply to owners handling their own property, attorneys in the normal course of business, those under court order, executors, trustees, legal guardians, and so on, banks and insurance companies. Any sharing of commissions with unlicensed persons is forbidden, with the exception of a possible rebate of part of the commission to a buyer. A salesperson may receive compensation only from his or her own supervising broker. Brokers may share commissions only with their own salespersons and other licensed brokers. An unlicensed assistant or secretary may perform support services for salespersons and brokers, but is not allowed to show property or give information about it, explain documents, or host open houses. Licensees must be 18 years of age or older, have the equivalent of a high school education, and be of good moral character. Salesperson applicants must successfully complete 75-hour pre-licensing course within 1 year before applying, must pass a state examination, and must be sponsored by a licensed broker. Licensure as a broker requires completion of 150 hours in pre-licensing courses and 3 years full-time employment as a salesperson immediately prior to licensure. Some exceptions are made for those licensed in other states, for certain disabled veterans, for attorneys, and for others. License renewal on July 1st of every odd numbered year requires completion of at least 12 hours of continuing education, with 2 hours or more on ethics. The courses should be taken prior to May 1, or the licensee could incur the possibility of an additional processing fee up to $200. The only exceptions are made for the referring acronym, salesperson's first license within the past year, and any licensee who completed a broker's pre-license course within the preceding 2 years. Licensees contribute to a guarantee fund, which reimburses members of the public who have been defrauded or badly served by the real estate licensee, who can collect damages in no other way. Special regulations to rental referral companies and to the sale of our out-of-state developments, major in-state subdivisions, and property involving common ownership.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, thank you. I appreciate that, Robert. Now, the summary actually helps you just summarize the entire chapter in 1 to 2 or one to 2 paragraphs or a whole page. And the key terms, as I mentioned to you, are extremely important for all of you to pass the state exam. If you want to be successful during the state exam, is extremely important. You study the key terms, and going through page 11 will actually help you a lot. And the fact that I hope tonight all of you take at least an hour of your time to go through the summary, to go through the key terms, to go through the questions on page 11, 12, and 13. This is all extremely important if you want to be successful during the test. If you cram the test questions all one day, you won't pass and you'll be extremely stressed out. I know because I was there before many times. I know accountants that thought they can do this within one day and they didn't. Like, for example, my sister and I, we took the test at the same time. At the time, I was 20, and she was like 19, but she was a college student. She was very, very smart. Her AP average was like her GPA was like 4.0, and I wasn't a college attendee, and she had a lot of trouble because she thought she didn't have to study. I studied my brain out and I passed. She didn't. That just comes to show you it doesn't matter what you know. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. What matters is, do you know your stuff? Have you studied? So please, tonight, after we finish the class, while the material is still fresh and it's only 12 pages, it shouldn't take you long. Go through the review questions, go through the key terms. Shelton, I did send it to you via text. I'm sorry, I don't have the PDF yet. Once it's sent to me, maybe it'll be easier, or hopefully you can get the book within the next few days. But I'll send it to you this way so you can study. And if you need anything else from the chapter, let me know. So let's continue on to Unit 2, Commission Rules and Regulations. So again, it's repetitive. Key terms. Key terms are extremely important. Let's go to page 15. Branch office, commingling, duplicate original, escrow account, guilty knowledge, letter of intent, probation, revocation, suspension, trust account, waiver of broker cooperation. License law and rules. Vanessa?
Hello?
Hey, Vanessa. Thank you so much for being patient with the in and out. Would you mind reading license laws and rules? On page 15, page 15, unit 2.
Okay. Both the license law and the commission rules set standards for licensees. Most of the obligations fall under the broker, with the understanding that a broker is responsible for associated salesperson's observance of the rules. A salesperson may not accept any form of compensation except for his or her supervising broker, maintain an escrow account, or hold funds belonging to others, or work for more than one New Jersey broker at a time.
Thank you. Will you continue, please? Vanessa? I think the signal maybe. Vanessa?
I'm here.
Thank you so much. Will you continue on the next page, 16, place of business?
Main office. Every broker who is a resident of New Jersey must maintain a place of business in the state. If the office is in a broker's own home, it must have a separate area with its own entrance visible from the street. The office can never be in a home of a broker's associate. This avoids the practice known as license lending, in which a broker permits his or her license to be used by another person or business entity without actually supervising the business. The broker's name and the words licensed real estate broker must be conspicuously displayed at the exterior. The license of the broker and those of any associates should be prominently displayed at the main office. A broker may not allow someone else to use the firm name. The main office and the persons working in it must be under the full-time direct supervision of either the broker or the qualified broker salesperson. Full-time means the supervising licensee must physically present at the office during usual business hours, 5 days a week, and it's not otherwise employed.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Shelton, Yvonne, I'll let you read branch office, and then Shelton, you'll do trust account, escrow account.
Okay, branch office. Each branch office must be under the direct supervision of a broker or broker salesperson and must have a duplicate license. Additionally, the names of all licensees and the branch office supervisor must be recorded with the commission and prominently displayed in the branch office, along with the office license. No branch office can be in the home of a salesperson or broker salesperson.
Thank you. I appreciate it very much. Shelton, may you continue trust account?
Okay. A broker must establish a separate special trust account, also known as an escrow account, in an authorized financial institution in New Jersey to be used for the deposit of all money belonging to other persons, earnest money deposits, rent collections, and the like. The name belonging, sorry, the name of the financial institution and the account number must be reported to the commission both at license application and at the time of renewal. There is no need for a separate account for each transaction, but careful books must be kept so it is always clear how much money belongs to each client or customer. The account must be clearly labeled so that it cannot be claimed by creditors in the event of bankruptcy or by heirs of the broker's death. Brokers are required to deposit funds coming into their keeping promptly, which the Commission defines as within 5 business days of acceptance. Salespersons should immediately give an escrow monies they receive to their broker. Brokers are especially prohibited from commingling, mixing their funds with the money in their trust account. In some circumstances, the broker may be authorized to collect a commission directly from money held in the escrow account. In that case, the business ledger should document the source of the authorization and the amount and source of the commission, and the money should be taken out promptly after authorization. Leaving such money in the account for more than 5 business days might result in commingling. The broker is, however, allowed to leave a nominal amount of his or her own money in the account to cover service charges, and keep the account open.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that very much. Thank you, Shelton.
You're welcome.
Yes, we're all working together, making sure we're all extremely successful. I know Shelton doesn't have his book, but I took a picture of the section so he can participate and also have some material to study tonight. I believe Mustafa, page 17. Would you mind reading advanced fees, please?
Sure. Do you want me to do advance fees all the way up to other documents or stop before sales contracts?
I would like you to continue until sales contracts, if you don't mind.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Advance fees. When a client places advance fees of more than $25 with the broker to assist with advertising costs, for example, the broker might give the client an account of how the money is being spent within 90 days. For cash deposits or withdrawals, the customer or client who makes a cash deposit must be given a written receipt. The broker keeps a copy of the receipt. In accordance with federal law, any cash deposit of $10,000 or more must be reported to the IRS. Withdrawals from the trust account must be made payable to a specific person, never to cash. Permanent records. Every broker must keep records of trust account activities for at least 6 years.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Would you mind continuing to sales contracts? Now, everything that we're reading, I know it may not sound important, but it is. So that's why it's important that every day you study each chapter at its like you today we did chapter 1 and 2, study chapter 1 and 2 so you're not cramming everything the next day because everything that we're reading is important. For example, escrow account, trust account, commingling, branch office, full time, part time, main office, cash deposits, permanent records, sales contracts. This is on the test. And all the answers are not necessarily wrong. You have to understand the question to answer it correctly because out of the 4 answers, 2 may sound extremely correct, but you have to pick one. So this is why it's important for all of us to study. The key terms are extremely important Mustafa, may you please continue regulation of documents?
Sure. Sales contracts. Every person who signs a listing contract, sales contract, or lease should immediately receive a duplicate original of the document. That is, licensees must provide multiple original copies for the parties' signatures. Any additions or changes to a document after the original signing should be initialed by all parties and a copy given to each party. Commissions are negotiable between client and broker. No contract can contain anything indicating a prescribed fee schedule. The commission requires the following statement to be included in all listing contracts or sales contracts if there is no listing contract on the property for one to four family residencies. As seller, you have the right to individually reach an agreement on any fee, commission, or other valuable consideration with any broker. No fee, commission, or other consideration has been fixed by any government authority or by any trade association or multiple listing service. Licensees can prepare sales contracts only for one to four family homes and single building lots. The sale or rental of commercial or industrial properties or businesses is accomplished on a letter of intent. A letter of intent is generally a non-binding document that references what the parties plan to do. Note that some provisions could be binding. The commission requires that all sales contracts prepared by licensees contain an attorney review clause, giving buyer and seller the right to consult an attorney who may disapprove a contract within business days after delivery of signed contracts to both parties. The specific language is detailed in Unit 11. A similar clause is required in residential leases as covered in Unit 12. All written offers must be forwarded to sellers within 24 hours and at the time of listings. Owners of property must be furnished with a copy of the Attorney General's memo regarding the New Jersey law against discrimination as shown in Unit 10. The New Jersey Supreme Court has ruled that buyers and sellers of residential real estate may choose whether or not to incur the cost of hiring a lawyer. If they choose not to hire a lawyer, real estate brokers and title agents may provide certain assistance in the title closing, provided the broker gave a mandatory notice to the buyer and seller advising them of the right to hire a lawyer. This notice must be attached as a cover page to any contract of sale prepared by licensees. See Figure 11.1. If a real estate broker is also a licensed insurance broker, mention to the buyer's purchase of insurance from the broker, if included in a sales contract, must be confirmed separately in writing not less than 5 days before the actual closing of title.
Thank you. Other documents. Let's see. Vanessa? Excuse me. Sorry.
The brokers must keep copies of all unaccepted offers to purchase for 6 months from the date of the initial offer. All copies of contracts of sale and listing agreements must be kept for 6 years. Also, bills for brokerage services, records showing payment to salespersons and cooperating brokers, bank statements, canceled checks, and deposit slips from the broker's business account must be kept for 6 years. All records and files must be available for inspection at any time by the commission, and they always remain the property of the broker. Salespersons may not remove anything from broker files if they leave that broker.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Robert, would you mind doing broker business relationships?
Of course.
Thank
Any
you.
licensee involved in the sale of residential real estate containing 1 to 4 dwelling units for the sale of vacant one-family lots or residential lease transactions for more than 125 days is required to supply information on business relationships to buyers and sellers or landlords and tenants in accordance with 11:5-6.9 of the New Jersey Administrative Code in Appendix B. In addition to disclosing the nature of the licensee's relationship to all parties involved in any transaction, both verbally and in brokerage agreements, offers, contracts, or leases, the licensee must provide a copy of the Consumer Information Statement on New Jersey real estate relationships, which is shown in Unit 3.
Thank you. Shelton? Let's see. Shelton?
Do you want me to read?
I sent you listing broker and seller principal. Do you have it?
Okay, so your finger was over it.
No, it's
So-
underneath. No, that's the second one. If you look at it, I sent you two. So it's the first one. I sent broker business
the first-
relation. I sent you.
Which one do you want me to read? Listing broker and seller principal.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Brokers are bound.
You just
No
read
problem.
it. Just read until I'm gonna send you the next page right now, so you can continue.
Okay. Brokers are bound. Wait, which one do you want me to read? You gave me.
Yeah, that one. Brokers are bound to specific duties to their principal. That's where you're reading.
Okay, but you sent me two of them. There's one with your finger over it, and there's one that's clear. But I think they read that one already.
Yes, they
So
did.
it's under broker business relationships.
Yes, you're reading under broker business relationships where it says listing and broker seller principal. What you were just.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Brokers are bound to specific duties to their principal. The obligation to put the principal's interest first, however, still requires fair and honest dealings with other parties. Brokers and all licensees, for that matter, are required to make reasonable efforts to ascertain all material information concerning the physical condition of every property for which they accept an agency or are retained to market as a transaction broker. They must also determine the financial qualification of every person for whom they submit an offer to their client or principal. Reasonable effort includes inquiries to the seller or the seller's agent about any physical condition that may affect the property. The property should also be visually inspected. To give sellers the best service possible, the commission expects brokers to cooperate with other firms that may want to show the listed property. Anytime a seller directs a broker not to cooperate, the licensee must have the sellers sign a waiver of broker cooperation form, which states, waiver of broker cooperation. I understand that cooperation amongst brokers produces wider exposure of my property and may result in it being sold or leased sooner and at a higher price than would, hold on, we continue.
Would be I sent you two. So the first one.
So the first one would be the case where my broker not to cooperate with other brokers. I further understand that when my broker cooperates with other brokers, I can still have the arrangements for the showing of the property and all negotiations with me or my attorney made only through my listing broker office, should I so desire. However, despite my awareness of these factors, I direct that this property is to be marketed only through the efforts of the listing broker. The listing is not to be prohibited in any, published in any multiple listing services. I will only consider offer on this property which are obtained by the listing broker, and I will only allow showing of this property to be conducted by the listing broker or his or her duly authorized representative. The listing broker is hereby directed not to cooperate with any other broker. By signing below, the parties here to confirm that no pressure or under influence has been exerted upon the owners as to how this property is to be marketed by the listing broker. The owners further confirm receipt of fully executed copy of the listing agreement on the property and the waiver of broker corporation form. They owner, listing broker by authorized listing broker.
Thank
Do
you.
I continue reading?
No, it's fine. Thank you so much, Shelton. So
You're welcome.
when it becomes in New Jersey, there are 4 different types of business relationships. The consumer information statement will state it, and we'll get there, but I'll just go through it briefly with you now. There are 4 different types of business relationships: sellers, agent, buyers, agent, dual disclose agent, and transaction broker. I'll go through it once more, so hopefully you're writing it down, and we'll go through it again and again. The consumer information statement basically explains to the consumer what type of business relationship they're going to be getting themselves involved with the real estate agent and the brokerage. Sellers agent, buyers agent, dual disclosed agent, or transaction broker. And we will learn the difference. The buyer's agent, dual disclosed agent, have fiduciary duties to their client. Dual disclosed agent, in order for you to be a dual disclosed agent, you need written informed consent to dual agency. And transaction brokers are creating a relationship without an agency agreement. They do not have any fiduciary duties to the client. So I'm going to continue so we can get more of an understanding on what we're speaking about. Broker and buyer principle. More and more licensees in New Jersey are functioning as buyers brokers. In other words, they are being retained by buyers to help them find a suitable properties. Again, these brokers are I'm sorry, where am I? In other words, they're being retained by buyers to help them find suitable properties. Again, these brokers and their associated salespersons are bound to specific duties to their principal. Their obligation to put their principal's interests first, however, still requires fair and honest dealings with other parties. Broker as disclosed dual agent. Although an agent cannot give first loyalty to 2 or more principals in the same transaction, the New Jersey Real Estate Commission allows a broker to represent both parties in a transaction, provided that the brokers obtain the parties' written, this is on the test, written, informed consent to dual agency. Broker as transaction broker. The state has recognized that nowhere in the licensing law is it mandated that licensees must act as an agent when rendering real estate services. Licensees in New Jersey have the option to functioning as transaction brokers without creating an agency agreement with any parties to a transaction. Let's continue. Broker and salesperson. Let's see. Robert, would you mind doing broker and salesperson, please? And Shelton, I'm sending you the next page now so you can read along.
Okay. Before a salesperson can begin working for a sponsoring broker, a written broker salesperson independent contractor agreement must be drawn up that includes the compensation rate paid the salesperson, straight salary and or commission split, for example. A broker promise to turn over monies due the salesperson within 10 days after a commission is received or as soon thereafter as the check has cleared. The rate of compensation to be paid the salesperson for transactions that close after the salesperson leaves that broker's firm, and a provision that any future changes to the contract will be binding only if in writing and signed by both parties. A sample agreement is shown in Unit 3. Any commission due on a transaction is paid to the broker and dispersed in accordance with the agreement the salesperson and broker entered into at the time of the salesperson joined the company. If the salesperson leaves the company, the broker must make a complete written account of all monies due the salesperson within 30 days of termination.
Thank you so much, Robert. Shelton, may you continue?
Advertising. The New Jersey Real Estate Commission has regulations regarding any advertisement offering to sell, buy, exchange, or rent real property. They are intended to let the public know exactly with whom they are dealing. The regulations cover all media, including publications, broadcast, stationery, business cards, email, and web pages. Real estate listings today are reproduced on websites by local newspaper, classified ads, departments, individual salespersons and brokers, local and regional MLS sites, and on national sites like www.realtor.com. All ads must indicate the name of the brokerage company followed by a term such as realtor. Uh, Realtors, real estate broker, or real estate agency. The licensee's name must appear exactly as it is on the license, with the exception of any middle name or initial, which need not be used. A nickname may be added. An ad that includes a salesperson's name must also include the name of the real estate company in large type or more prominently. Sorry. The salesperson's first name, last name must be used. A nickname may also be included. An individual salesperson's webpage must display the phone number of the brokerage office or clearly indicate a link to the brokerage web page. If any advertisement includes a licensee's home phone, it must be identified as such, uh, reserved or home, residential, sorry, or home. And the office phone number must be included and identified as such. All ads must specify the property's municipal location, specifically named in the ad or at the head of the column in which the ad appears. Such phrases as in the vicinity of are prohibited unless the body of the ad also contains the exact municipal location. If in an ad, the broker refers to membership in a multiple listing service, MLS, the full name of the service must be spelled out. Exceptions include spot ads, 20 lines or fewer, no wider than one column, for sale signs and business cards.
Thank you, Shelton.
You're welcome.
Mustafa?
Sure. So business cards. So any advertisement that refers to a home warranty must state whether inspection is required, if the warranty is mandatory, and whether the purchaser is responsible for the payment of fees in connection with the warranty. Any ad offering a rebate to the purchaser of a residential property must disclose the buyer's obligation to pay any applicable tax and advise the purchaser to consult a tax professional. An ad may not indiscriminately promise financing. All loans terms must contain the words to a qualified buyer. Any sums mentioned in terms of payments or financing must be qualified by the word approximate or estimated. If such a statement is not so qualified, the broker must have written proof of its validity and maintain their record for 12 months. No advertising or sign may indicate that a property is sold until the sale has closed and title ownership has been transferred. Any offer of a free item or service must be genuinely free and cannot be contingent upon any purchase of listing property. A free offer cannot be linked to a lottery, contest, game, or drawing. Advertising that offers free appraisals is also prohibited. Although offering a comparative market analysis, CMA, is permissible, see Unit 10. The Commission regulations supplement the New Jersey law against discrimination by specifying that no licensee may advertise or in any way to express a discriminatory limitation, see Unit 4. Any advertisement that mentions a specific commission rate or amount must also state that in New Jersey, commissions are negotiable.
In New Jersey, commissions are negotiable. So you're going to be on a call with let's say you're at a listing presentation or a Zoom presentation or even a phone consultation with a seller. And the seller says, how much do you charge? The best answer would be, well, it's negotiable. And then you would talk about your rate. Once you say it's not negotiable, it kind of gets a little sticky, but commissions are negotiable and you are entitled to stick with your rate, but commissions are negotiable. Let's continue to commission rebates. But before we do that, I would like for all of us, just for a few minutes, just to pay attention to the chat. I asked the CE students, the real estate agents, to give us their opinion. I should have went through it when we were on the topic, but I don't. They gave very good information. So Patricia said about real estate sales contracts. Zip forms. Zip forms is a platform that we use to keep our contracts and documents electronically, and to keep them electronically, to keep them online. It's like an online portal, and we're also able to add our clients onto the portal where they can electronically sign and review documents. Zip forms and dot loop, and there's many other types of platforms. Zip forms and is popular, and so is dot loop. And let me know if there's any other ones that you real estate agents may use. Zip forms make completing a contract easy. Always review for parts that were missed. It allows you to add and correct. That's what Patricia said. Thank you, Patricia. Then Maria said, it is important to make sure that all parties sign and date the contract and that everything is clear and legible. Make sure to give your clients copies of what they sign as soon as they do it. If there's a correction to make sure parties initial the changes. It is extremely important to make sure if changes are made that it's initialed. And it's extremely important the second something is signed, hand it to the client, whether it be PDF, whether it be a copy, whether it be electronically. Make sure they have a copy, because if they don't have a copy, it can be void. And then Maria mentioned about advertising. Must have office broker's name, address, and phone number. Not your actual broker. Like, for example, I have a broker, not my broker. The brokerage that I'm working for has to have their name, their address, and phone number. Let's continue to commission rebates. Vanessa?
To prevent fraud, license law has traditionally forbidden any share commissions with a licensed person. In 2009, however, I'm sorry, hold on 1 second.
It's okay. I'll continue for you. We'll continue. Take your time, honey. To prevent fraud, license law has traditionally forbidden any sharing of commissions with unlicensed person. In 2009, however, the legislature passed an act allowing real estate brokers to provide a purchase of real estate with a portion of a broker's commission in the form of a rebate. It can be used as a form or a credit or a check. Restrictions and limitations apply to rebate, and it cannot be dependent on a lottery, contest, or game. Only a broker may pay the rebate, and it can be paid to the purchaser. An arrangement must be agreed upon to start of the relationship and include, for example, in the original buyer agency agreement. The purchaser must be advised to contact the tax professional about the income tax consequences of a rebate, and all parties to the transaction, including any mortgage lender, must be made aware of it. Vanessa, would you like to continue price fixing?
Yeah. Any agreement between competing offices to establish standard commission rates is forbidden, not only by the federal government, see Unit 3, but also by the Real Estate Commission. Any offer to share commissions with other firms must be made on the same terms to all who cooperate. You want me to continue?
If you like, yes, thank you.
The commission may investigate complaints against the action of licensees or investigate on both. It may place a license on probation, suspend a license, or revoke a license completely. In addition, fines for violations must be no less than $250 or more than $50,000. Fines are turned over to the state of treasury.
Thank you. Robert, would you continue on procedure?
Before suspending or revoking a license, the commission gives the licensee at least 10 days advance notice of a hearing. The commission's ruling after a hearing can be appealed to the New Jersey Superior Court. The commission may order that money be paid to someone who has been wronged before a license is reinstated. It can also require a licensee to pass another written examination in cases where merited. When a salesperson is disciplined, The broker's license may or may not be affected, depending on whether the broker had guilty knowledge. Excuse me, sorry. In other words, knew what was going on and did not attempt to stop it. When brokers' licenses are suspended or revoked, their salesperson's license are suspended until the end of the current license period. During that time, salespersons are free to affiliate with another broker and can obtain a reissued license at no charge. The commission may promptly revoke the license of anyone convicted of certain crimes, among them forgery, burglary, robbery, and theft, and for an indefinite period of time. The commission can also suspend a license for anyone awaiting trial for a number of serious crimes, including murder, kidnapping, robbery, criminal conspiracy, and so on.
Thank you. Mustafa, may you continue?
Sure. Violations. The License Act specifically mentions the following offenses that are subject to disciplinary action: making false promises or substantial misrepresentation, acting for more than one party in a transaction without the knowledge of all parties thereof, pursuing a flagrant and continued course of misrepresentations or making false promises, failure to account for or pay over money belonging to others, conduct demonstrating unworthiness, incompetence, dishonesty, or bad faith, failing to provide a client with a copy of a contract at the time of signing, or failing to specify an expiration date in a listing, using a lottery, contest, game, prize, or drawing to promote the sale of real estate, being convicted of a crime of which the commission does not have knowledge, collecting a commission as a broker in a transaction while simultaneously representing either party in a different capacity for consideration, for instance, acting as an attorney or broker, using any trade name or insignia of a real estate organization while not being a member, paying any compensation or commission to an unlicensed person except in circumstances to a buyer, any other conduct constituting fraud or dishonest dealing, as a salesperson or broker salesperson accepting any commission or valuable consideration from anyone except the employing broker, procuring a real estate license through fraud or deceit, commingling the licensee's own money with that of the client and customer, of failing to maintain and promptly deposit other monies in a special trust account, selling property in which the licensee has an interest without disclosing in the contract of sale that interest and the fact that the seller is a licensed real estate salesperson or broker, buying property without disclosing in the contract of sale that the buyer is a licensed real estate salesperson or broker, violating any of the rules regulating rental practices, failing to notify the commission within 30 days of conviction, indictment, or being charged with a crime, or of the supervision or revocation of any real estate license issued by another state, or of initiation of disciplinary proceedings, violating any of the previous items or the administrative rules adopted by the commission. If a licensee is guilty of a third violation of any of the listed articles, the person may be considered a repeat offender and denied ever again holding a real estate license.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Shelton, do you have, I sent you the page 23 summary. Do you have that?
Yes, I do.
May you continue?
Thank you.
No, thank you. May you continue on summary, please?
Hold on.
Page 23,
Summary.
bottom half. And then Vanessa will finish off on page
Okay.
24.
Licensees are governed by the real estate. Sorry. Licensees are governed by the Real Estate License Act and are also the rules of the Real Estate Commission. Salespersons may not accept compensation from anyone but their supervising broker. They may not hold deposits or maintain trust accounts. A salesperson may work for only one New Jersey broker at a time. Every resident broker must have a place of business in the state. A branch office requires a duplicate license and a broker salesperson as supervisor. No office may be located in the home of a salesperson who is in the broker's employ. thus avoiding the practice of licensed lending. Each broker maintains a special trust account, also known as a escrow account, for funds belonging to other persons. Brokers must deposit such funds within 5 business days of receipt. Mixing escrow funds with the broker's own money is called commingling and is forbidden. The broker must keep for at least 6 years copies of all financial records, listings, and contracts, as well as numerous other documents. Unaccepted offers must be kept for 6 months. Every person signing a real estate document must immediately receive a duplicate original. The broker must pay salespersons any commission due within 10 days after the broker receives the fees. When a salesperson leaves, commissions are paid in accordance with agreement signed by the salesperson and the broker. And the broker must make an account in the writing within 30 days of the termination of any funds still due to the salesperson. Listing fees are negotiable between clients and brokers, and no contracts can indicate that there is any set fee schedule. Every seller who lists real estate must receive a copy of the Attorney General's memorandum of the law against discrimination.
Okay, we're gonna pause. Thank you, Shelton. Now, I don't know if you all noticed, if you go through the summary, it kind of just tells us everything the chapter just did. So if you want to be a step ahead before you read the chapter, my way of studying is read the summary, read the chapter, read the questions, read the chapter again, read the summary, and then go through key terms and questions one more time. And that should really book you solid with how on the studying. We're gonna continue on to page 24. Shelton, do you have page 24? I just want to make sure although he doesn't have the book, he can keep along. Shelton, do you have page 24?
I don't.
You don't? Okay, I'm gonna send it to you now. And Marie,
Okay.
and
I'm getting the book in the morning also.
That's fine, but at least you can study chapter 1 and 2 tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, this way you're not cramming information. Although I'm sure you won't. I'm sure you are able. I'm sure you're fine to do that, but I think it's easier. It's much better this way. Vanessa, would you mind continuing on to page 24?
Yes. Licensees can prepare sales contracts only on 1 to 4 family dwellings and 1 family lots. And, and every contract or lease prepared by a licensee must carry specific language notifying the tenants or buyers and sellers that they have 3 business days in which they seek attorney's review of the contract. As a result of a New Jersey Supreme Court ruling in March 1995, all contracts prepared by licensees must have attached as the cover sheet the notice advising buyers and sellers of their own right to hire an attorney. Although brokers owe special duties to their principals if they are functioning as agents, they must deal fairly with all parties in any transaction. Unless otherwise instructed by the client, brokers must cooperate with their firms and find buyers for specific property. All written offers must be promptly transmitted to the seller. All advertising by brokers must clearly state must clearly state that it is being placed by a real estate company. All ads for property must name the municipal in which the property is located. No ads can refer to financing without including the word to a qualified buyer. Rebate of part of the commission may be paid by a broker to a buyer in the form of a credit or a check. The arrangement must be established at the start of the relationship. All parties, including mortgage lenders, must be aware of it, and the purchaser must be alerted to possible tax consequences. The real estate commission must give 10 days notice of a hearing if a violation is suspected. It can put licensees on probation or subject their licenses to suspension. Fines of $250 to $50,000 are also possible.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Now, as you can see, we went through this pretty quickly. Teamwork is dream work, right? So remember, the key terms are extremely important. Unit 2 questions are very important. Shelton, I believe you received that. Have you?
I did.
Okay, perfect. It's very important we are on the same page and we work together as a team and make sure we go through everything together. We have 50 more minutes. I would like to continue and go on to unit 3. Unit 3 is a very long chapter, but I don't want to overwhelm you. So let's take some time right now and let's go back. Let's do chapter 2. Let's do key terms, and let's do key terms from page 24, and let's do unit review questions. And look, this is what Maria said. Thank you, Maria. Fiduciary duties. You have to protect your client's interest above anyone else. I would even say your own. Absolutely. The first page, the contract, if I'm not mistaken, is 9 pages. And before the 9 pages, there's called Opinion 29. Opinion 29 basically explains, and I'll show you, I'll find it in the book and show it to you. Opinion 29 basically explains to the client that we are real estate agents, we are not attorneys. It is very important to hire an attorney. And it's also very important to know that everyone working for the client right now is working based on them getting paid at the time of title transfer. So we don't get paid until closing. So it's very important that the consumer knows it's important to have an attorney because we cannot protect them. All we can do is guide them and put their interest before ours. And I'll show you that. That's opinion 29. I'll find it in the book and we'll review that together. Let's go to page 24 and let's do key terms. We'll take it's 8:12 at 8:30. We'll go through it together. Hope you're all doing well. A few more minutes. Page 24. Vanessa. Let's see. Mustafa, Shelton, Robert. Are we done? And Yvonne, are we done with page 24? Okay. Shelton, are you?
I am.
Okay, thank you. Robert, are you? Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Mustafa, are you?
Yes, I'm done.
Thank you. And Yvonne?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. If I'm missing anyone else, I apologize. I believe everyone else is just CE. If I'm missing anyone, I apologize. Please let me know. Now, if we can just look at the chat just for a few minutes. I asked the CE students, are we able to prepare contracts for commercial properties? Maria, thank you very much for participating. She said no, attorneys should make them, and that's absolutely correct. We do not draft contracts for commercial properties. We are able to create letters of intent, but that's not a contract. That's just a letter telling the seller our intent for the property. And with that, the attorneys can draft the contract and get them executed. Real estate agents do not touch any commercial contracts. We are able to list them, but not draft the contract for sale. We are only able to draft up contracts for 1 to 4 family properties, leases for residential as well. Okay, so let's do number 1, branch office. Shelton, what's the answer?
Hold on. Sorry.
Sure.
Said branch office.
Yes.
Oh, broker's additional place of business.
So that's letter A. Yes, correct. Thank you. Robert, number 2.
D, mixing brokers' money with that of others.
Yes, commingling. Mixing brokers' money with that of others. D. Mustafa, number 3.
Duplicate original, that would be B, copy of real estate contract with original signatures.
Yes, thank you. 4. Yvonne.
4 is F, place for money belongings to clients and customers.
Yes, thank you. Vanessa, 5.
The answer is G, awareness of wrongdoing and with no attempt to stop it.
Yes, good job. Guilty knowledge, awareness of wrongdoing with no attempt to stop it. 6. Shelton.
Probation is the temporary lifting of the real estate license.
Yes, so you said, say that one more time. I'm so sorry.
It's H, temporary lifting of a real estate license. Probation.
I put C.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. Yes. Wait. Let's see. The severe discipline by the. Okay. See all of it.
Yes, C.
See. Yeah.
Excuse me, I apologize. Yes, C. Least severe discipline by the real estate commission. You remember what I said when there's some answer, you may have 2 right answers, but there's one that's more right than the other. This is going to happen often. So the more you study, the better. 7. Mustafa.
Revocation, I put H, temporary. I'm sorry. Wait, yeah, revocation, temporary lifting of real estate license.
Okay, revocation is.
I'm sorry. Is that E? Is that E, cancellation of real estate license?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
Oh, I had that mixed up. Yeah, sorry.
And it's okay. That's why we're here. That's why we're here to learn and support each other and study. 8. Robert.
Suspension is H, temporary lifting of a real estate license.
Absolutely. Thank you. Yvonne, number 9.
Trust account will be I, another name for a escrow account.
Yes, thank you. And Vanessa, 10.
Form of the answer is J. Form of sellers must sign for an office exclusivity. No.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. You are doing really well. I think you really have a good grasp on what this chapter is about. We're gonna go to unit 1. Let's go to, and I'll send it to you right now, Shelton, so you're on board with us. Let's go to unit 1, page 11. I'm sending it to you right now. 1 second. Is everyone on page 11?
Yep.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's 8:33. Shelton, please let me know when you received it. It's 8:33, so let's regroup at 8:50. And let me know if you're done beforehand. Ready, set, go. Shelton, would you mind going on mute? Okay, so just go through this really quickly. What I'm doing right now, which I don't think I'm doing correctly, hopefully I'll do better next time. So we're going through chapters 1 and 2. So unit 1, branch office. What is the definition of branch office? A broker's additional place of business. 2, commingling, mixing broker's money with that of others. 3, duplicate original, a copy of a real estate contract with original signatures. 4, escrow account, a place for money belonging to clients and customers. 5, guilty knowledge, awareness of wrongdoing with no attempt to stop it. 6, probation, least severe discipline by the real estate commission. 7, revocation. E, cancellation of a real estate license. 8, suspension, temporary lifting of a real estate license. 9, another name for escrow account. 10, waiver for broker cooperation, which is a form sellers must sign for an exclusive office listing.